How to allow the Spirit to manifest through you. It's not what you think. We're going to talk about that right now. How to allow the Spirit to manifest through you. Before we go any further, I want you to subscribe. Subscribe, hit the like button, share this video with somebody, and leave a comment as well, because it could help somebody going through something. You never know. Now, how to allow the Spirit to manifest through you. It's really not what you think. You see, I've heard a lot of videos. I've heard a lot of people talk about how to allow or how to manifest what you want, anything you want. I've heard that only the 1% can actually do this. But when you're talking about how to allow the Spirit to manifest through you, this is actually less than 1%. This is actually more like 0.001%, a realistic number there. Because not everybody's willing to go through what they got to go through in order for God to do a great work in his or her life. Remember Romans 12:2. Romans 12:2 says that, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. By the renewing of your mind. So it's going to take a complete changing of the mentality when it comes to spiritual things. It's much different than the natural realm that we're living in right now. So the way you think matters. The way you perceive the spirit realm matters. And this all has to do with manifestation. Think back on the life of Jesus. Before Jesus was ever glorified, the process was not first his ascension, but the process was with his crucifixion. His crucifixion had to come first before he actually was able to partake in his ascension and be glorified. And it's the same thing with us today. God uses suffering. He uses suffering in our lives to take us somewhere. He uses suffering as meaning and purpose in our lives to take us to meaning and purpose. It's all the pattern of life and the pattern of manifesting and the pattern of allowing the Spirit to use you. Why? Because he that is humble will be exalted. Think about Jesus' life when he came on earth. It wasn't in a palace. It wasn't in a bed of roses. It was in a barn. The pattern continues. When he came to the city, he didn't come on a white horse. How did he come? He came on a donkey. You see the pattern here? He is humbling himself. I'm going to bring this more into our modern times. One of the greatest accomplishers that ever lived in our modern time was who? It was Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs accomplished so much. But before he ever did that, did you know that he was fired by his own company? Talk about being humiliated. He was fired. But this humiliation actually led him to set him in a place where he was able to change the entire world. So it's all on how you perceive things. You have a purpose in your life. God has a plan for your life. So just whenever trouble comes your way, instead of perceiving it as, man, trouble's coming my way and I don't think I'm going to make it, look at it as the starting point in your life. of what God's trying to do. This is a journey. The journey never starts on the mountaintop. The journey starts in the valley. You begin to pull your way and hustle towards that mountain, and you begin to climb, and it hurts and it's painful. You don't think you're going to make it. But it's all with one step at a time, a little bit at a time. You start putting your arms up, putting your legs up, and it seems like forever. But God is actually doing a work in you. The Spirit is actually doing something for you. We say, well, I ask for things and I never get them. I want to ask for everything I want and I never get them. You probably don't get what you want and ask for because you ask amiss. You ask amiss. Think about that for a little while. Think about it. We ask for pleasures only, just pleasures. For what? To consume them. But we were made more than just consumers. We were made for producing. We were made for creativity. We were made for manifesting. We were made to help other people. We were made to do great things. That's why we were made in the image of God. We were made like Him. Yes, God has a plan for your life, but we can't only sit around and consume. We got to plan. We got to get strategic about our life. Just like Jesus did it. He had a plan for his life. He knew what he was going to do, what was going to happen. He knew that he had to be crucified. But he knew that it wasn't going to end there. But that even if they buried him, even if they put him in a sepulcher and closed the tomb, he was going to rise and he was going to come up. And he was going to be the Savior of the entire universe. That is the greatest manifestation in the universe, allowing the Spirit to manifest through you. But only the few, just the few, come close to doing this. The question is, what about you? Are you willing to allow God to manifest through you? Are you willing to go through what you got to go through in order for Him to do the work? You can do it. I believe in you. And I know that you will have the strength to go through the trials and through the suffering. A lot of times we say, pull us out, but He won't pull us out. It's more like, God, help us to go through it. A little bit at a time, one step at a time. Hey, I love y'all, and I'm praying for y'all. And I hope that this has helped somebody. Share this video with somebody. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and let's see God do His thing. God bless y'all. Love you.